Hello and welcome to Edupedia World. So it's now time for me to explain what subdivision modeling is. So subdivision modeling is basically making normal models, but then using one of these one of these NURBS, which is called the subdivision surface, or in later version or earlier versions of Cinema 4D it's called the HyperNURBS. Basically does the same. If you put your object into the HyperNURBS, it's going to smooth out the surface. So I will delete all of this and show you what I mean. So this is very useful if you're doing it's useful for all kinds of modeling. Let's say you want to create a house. Well, what you know to do right now is just do something like this, and then you would get a pyramid. There we go. Put it up here, and there we go. We've got a house. But what if you wanted to create like a car? Okay, what do? Do something like this. We can even go in, do some cuts like this. And there we go, we've got a car. We can even add some wheels to it. That's what we know how to do right now, just doing some simple modeling like this. And there we go. This is the kind of modeling we can do. And what you'll notice is that we can only make hard edges and we can't do very advanced shapes. But what if you wanted to model a car? Let's say car. Find Google Images. Let's take a look at one of these cars. I've actually made a 3D model of this car. Kind of funny. But if you look at it, where can you find a cube? Where can you find just a cylinder in this model? It's not there. It's all very like it's all blends together. It's all one custom shape, and we need to learn how we can create these shapes. So as you can see, there are shapes going around, going across right here. There are small lines, all these kind of stuff, and this can't just be made with these shapes right here. People have gone in and made a plane that moves along here, and then it has been smoothed with a HyperNURBS. So let me show you how we can do that. So I will start off with a plane, set it to garage shading with lines, and I will add one segment to each line. Then I will make it an editable object. We've already talked about this, and I'll go into this sub-object setting. So right now we are just editing the object, like the whole object, because we're on the object mode. But if you go down here, you can see we can go into points mode, edges, and polygons. I will call this vertex, edge, and faces. So if we go into the edge mode, then we can select an edge, press E, and if we hold Control and then drag, we are able to extrude out and create a new edge. So let me just try and create some shapes here real quickly. I will double click on this edge, hold Shift and double click on the other edge, and then I will hold Control and drag up, and then I'll use this to move back a little bit. Then I'll press T to get the scale tool and just scale out a little bit. And if you hold Control and scale, you can also extrude out like that. Scale in a little bit, move down, select these two guys, scale them in, and now we've got some kind of a shape. So I will deselect it and just take a look. So in my opinion, this looks quite alright if this was what we were going for. But as you'll see, it has a very uneven surface. It's very jagged. So that's what the subdivision surface does. If we make a subdivision surface, you won't be able to see anything. It's just like this little point. But if you take our plane and put it beneath the subdivision surface, then you'll see something very cool happening. We have now got a completely smooth surface. And if I render, this is what we've got. So as you can see, if you look back at our car right here, we can now start to see how we are able to create these kinds of models. So if I were to delete this plane, add a new one, put beneath, hit C to make it editable, then we can start just really quickly, maybe yeah, let's not make this too long, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how this all works. So you can see all these weird kinds of shapes. How would you ever be able to make them? Just using a cube or something? Well, you wouldn't. And I can do like this, extrude, and I will teach you all of this later. And there we go. Now we've got this weird ass shape. It's just moving along, and this could be like this part. I would have, of course, been more accurate, and I would use like blueprints to make it very accurate. But as you can see, this way we can really quickly create some cool shapes. So let's just summarize. We've got a plane, and we want to create a curve. Then we can basically do like this, and then add the hypernerves or the subdivision surface, and the program will basically smooth out our geometry and give us these nice curvy looks. And if we did not use the subdivision surface, then we would have to go in with our plane. Then we'd have to go in and somehow create this very smooth corner right here. We could, of course, use the bevel tool. So we'll pick our edge, choose bevel, and add a lot of subdivision, and this would give us kinda the same result. But as you can see here, we have got to work with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 15 edges over here, where in this example we only used 5 edges. And we have got much nicer control over this, because if you do like this, drag down, you can see we can actually change how this, how sharp the edge is. So, in my opinion, hypernerves or subdivision editing or modeling is the very best way. And this should give you quite an idea of what subdivision modeling is. Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Stay tuned for more videos.